Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another Ascension Messages. My name is Bobbie Richardson. Today is going to be a general reading and a live chat bar reading for anyone who comes in the chat bar. I also have some channel messages that have come through. The only thing is this morning, as you can see, I just woke up, sorry. This morning when I woke up, I got this really amazing message. It just seemed to be pouring really profound messages through me at the moment. So I started writing it down thinking it was going to be for this general reading. And it ended up being a really incredible message. So I have put it on my website, but I'm going to create a video out of it as well. And it is all to do with the subject of integrating the soul into our bodies more as we clear. So I'll touch on it, but I won't bring it up as the whole essence of the channeled message. I've written it out. It is on my website, but so let's get into this anyway. The energy at the moment is for light workers and higher frequency people that are starting to come more into themselves. There's a getting used to more of ourselves, more of our alignment with our souls. Now this happens because we are doing the shadow work and we're clearing a lot of our old programs of what we've been told we should be like. And as we clear each of those programs, it sort of leaves this space within us of we just learn to live in the present moment. But then because of that present moment awareness, we are starting to bring through more of our soul, connect to our soul, integrate our soul. And then also with that, messages come, gifts start to ignite. And because of that integration, we have to also get used to it. It's like a part of ourselves that we knew always existed, but when that part comes into our body, we're all of a sudden looking outside at our reality through different eyes, through a different way of looking at things. We start to change what we prefer to eat, what we prefer to watch, because our soul is uncomfortable with that sort of stuff as we start to integrate it more and more and more into our bodies. So what we want to do is get a fine balance of the logical self and the story that we've been writing from birth to death, as well as the integration of our soul, being able to connect to soul memory through the imagination and so forth. So yeah, there's this kind of a feeling at the moment of just getting used to higher frequencies coming through. Hey, Sumac, good to see you. I didn't put a reminder on my community panel on my YouTube, so oops. Yeah, thanks, Rita. Yeah, there's so that's with that integration of our soul coming through, we feel it's kind of like stepping into a new game, a new because we've got a different way of looking at things, different integration of higher resonance in what feels comfortable for our soul. And it's kind of like you could notice it, or you might not even notice it, but all of a sudden you just feel like you don't want to watch any of the other programmed related movies anymore that are doomsday and just things that keep you in the loop of that old program of hero versus negative malevolent beings and then heroes trying to escape, the usual storyline that they keep on showing us. Because we're way more expensive than that. And our soul, when we start to bring it through, we start to have way more awareness of how this reality actually works in the relation of a sovereign self, of our sovereign taking our power back and recognizing how we can trust who we are, and then in reflection trust others, because you can never trust another outside of yourself until you learn to trust yourself. Because if you trusted yourself totally and someone was coming at you with deceiving eyes or lying mouth or whatever, you would notice, you would go, you know what, I trust who I am 100%, and I can feel that you're not being honest with yourself. Also, that essence of telepathy starts to break through as well. That it starts off with just feelings and intuition that you get. Well, that is the very beginning of telepathy. So good morning, Michelle. So yeah, I did write this really cool thing, and it was to do with our soul and our body integrating, and the understanding of both sides. It was really interesting information. It's on my website, but I've only put it, I put it in the monetized things at the moment, because I am going to actually create a video of it. So if you don't want to, pay the $3 or whatever, it's easy to wait, and then I will create a video out of this one. It's too big a message. And it also goes with the very first message that Source Energy channeled through me that I created a video of. And so I'm going to be putting that at the beginning of this video that I'll be speaking about it, this channel message. Hey, Mark, good to see you. So let's get into the general reading anyway, and see what that says. It's really interesting. When I was waiting for the time to click over, waiting till 8 o'clock, I had everything ready. I thought I'll just pull one card, and one card fell out for the general reading, and I'm like, oh, I'm so not surprised to see this card. So the card that flipped out was the Four of Cups. Remember, this is backwards, so it might look like the 6, but it's actually the 4. So that in itself is exactly what I was gifted this morning about our integration of our soul. Here we are with the old programs that we know, we're very familiar with that, how to live in this life day to day, how to go to work, how to wake up, go to work, and do all the programming that we've been taught to do. And we're searching for more. And God is Source Energy, is our soul, is now saying, here's a new cup that you can start to integrate into your life, that you can trust, because it comes from love, because it comes from soul, because it comes from Source Energy. So that's so interesting that this cup and the actual imagery of that is virtually us sitting here looking at this new connection that we have. We're integrating more and more and more of our soul. Also, they're telling me now it comes in, like everything always comes in waves. So it will come in, and everybody is different in the way that this integrates. Some might get big chunks of it where they just go, oh my God, and wake up and feel like they're in a foreign place, and they just feel like, what am I even doing here? And then some of us might have just little pieces of memories of our soul connection coming through, and gifts slowly coming through, just so that we can integrate it easier. It just depends on who you are. Light workers too, because their soul has come from a higher frequency, and they've gone into a family that they're not quite used to, so they kind of feel like alien in that family, but they wanted to learn with that family and share. When their soul starts to come through, they are specifically, that is the specific time that they are to share their wisdom out to the world, not just their family, but to the world, because that's what they came here for. Well, some people might be, some souls, light workers, might be just for that specific family, but most of us have come here to share it with the world. So we get this kind of pull of, how do I get this message, these messages out? How do I integrate? Sometimes it can also be that you don't need to be like me and read and that sort of thing. You could just be remembering the feelings of your past life, of other planets, of other frequencies, and holding that, and that is enough. And then other people will come near you and they will feel this really peaceful, oh my God, amazing feeling whenever they're with you. So they kind of magnetize towards you, and then you might just say a few words or something, and then they'll go, oh, okay, you've got my attention. It's really interesting how it's all playing out. Sumac, I got that in a reading yesterday. And I love that too, because the higher that we go in a level of knowing and connecting to our soul, because our soul is source energy, we end up starting to become more and more in line with the same messages, which then represents the truth. Because in the end, the truth is the truth. So when we get to tap into it, our body might start getting the goosebumps or whatever, or we might just get a, oh my God, that just feels right. And then other people, because we're all one in the end. No one's better than anyone else. We're just going on a massive adventure. Sorry, fell down. The one that fell down is the Emperor. So really learning to stand in our power and take the essence of ourselves back and integrate it into this world. So it's not just about where before we might have had this etherical imagination of our soul, and it's all sort of airy-fairy over there. How do we integrate these messages into bringing them on Gaia, on Earth, into humanity's consciousness as a powerful emperor, as standing in our power while we do that? This is what we're all integrating. It's really, in the end, I'm really feeling this. I'm not completely 100% sure, but I'm really feeling, because everything shifts when we come into different realities and we find out more about ourselves and we learn from the program we've just gone on. But I'm really feeling like in the end, the essence of who you were before you were born is going to be remembered fully. And so how you acted in that higher frequency could become you now in this reality. And that's the power of you. So this is the 9 of Coins, and the Ace of Wands came out. Okay, the 9 of Coins. So it's coming to completion of integrating abundance within self-awareness of that we are worthy. And that, they're showing me the Dove a lot. So that in itself brings us peace within ourselves. And then the Ace of Wands is an action card, new actions, brand new way of bringing our energy into this world. What are we going to physically do to bring it through? So you could be tapping into gifts that you had before you were born from your soul's memory and your imagination, and then saying, is this what I did there? Can I integrate it into now? Is there something that I can integrate into now? Or is it too far? Is it too far ahead for humanity's consciousness and I'm going to have to find a different route? Yeah. wisdom. Sorry about me down. Well, we are source energy, and we are our separate adventurer as well. 8 of coins. So 8 of coins for me is learning to use that it's like, see, he's the tool maker. He's kind of like almost like the alchemist in making the abundance for himself. We're figuring out how to allow the feeling that we have of how much we support ourselves now and who we are, where before we didn't at all because of the program. That feeling that we have, how are we going to bring it through as a reflection of our adventure? We have to first imagine something, which is conjuring the essence of our soul through us to imagine a new path. And the Palace of Cups, so we're bringing it into an emotional awareness. We're making a place for us to emotionally be stable in our essence of who we are. We are the beginning of our new home, how we feel about ourselves. And then we're going to start, like they're literally showing me, it's like a magical land in my head at the moment. They're literally showing me like chairs and beautiful things all being formed around me, like, you know, like you're in a magical land, and all of a sudden the walls start moving out, and dining room tables and lights and all that start to go ting, 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 and form together. Like this magic just starts to happen around you. Sort of, obviously we're moving in this stable, you know, reality. But it's like because we've done the work and we're now stepping into our power and integrating that. And whether you're in a position of that you're still to do the work, you're still going through that, this is a good indication of what's coming up. It's because everything has to be in direct reflection. That's just how the essence of reality works. As long as we don't empower ourselves and we feel belittled and we feel like there's powers out there that could get to us and all of that, then we stay in that limited, small scenario of feeling poor and trying to figure out how we can become wealthier. Where if you are standing in the essence of who you are, especially with these new energies now, then it will become a direct reflection. So all of a sudden you'll find your journey moving towards somebody that already, maybe a group that has wealth or something, and then you fit in like a glove and you've got an extra piece of the puzzle that they're looking forward to, you know, and so you end up in this beautiful scenario with I don't know, it's just or whether you start to bring in a lot more coin or whatever, and or whether you start to learn to share with others experiences, and then they bring gift you things, but it starts to become a material world outside of us. But we're just stepping into all of this, right? And it depends on how much where you are in your path, your adventure, to how much this is starting to reflect. So we've gone through that whole hermit stage of staying in our homes and trying to get used to all of this and clearing all of the shadow work and getting used to feeling self-supported and self-loved and all of that. And now we're starting to allow, because of that, it's going to be an automatic symbiotic thing, reflection of our self-worth. Yeah. Holy crap-a-doodle. Integrating the dark seems to be the way to life for me. Yeah, acceptance that everything, even those moments that you're not feeling so good about yourself or whatever, acceptance that it is what it is, and not trying to hide from it anymore or be afraid of it anymore. And the easier you become within yourself of being able to allow something that's not so good coming at you, and then you can shift it. The quicker you can shift it back into, I know myself, I'm center, and I support who I am. Yes, that just happened, but I'm not holding on to it anymore. We're literally learning not to hold on to problems anymore, because then it steps us into living in the moment, and then we can create a better path for ourselves, because we realize we have the power within us to no longer allow that to affect us. And that means it doesn't keep coming back at us. So then we've got a clearer path in front of us. Okay, let's just see what the tarot is going to bring up. Okay, so, oh, you are kidding me. I started to, always forget this word, bring out another card for the card. So for the card that I just pulled. So the Four of Wands is covered with the Four of Cups is covered with the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is victory, right? Standing in victory. So here we are wondering, oh my God, is there something new coming in for me? I've been doing all this hermit work. I've been sitting by myself and I've been examining these things here, but now I'm finally had enough of examining all of that shite. And I'm looking for the first time, looking up and realizing there was always something, a soul connection that we could come to, and that brings victory. We're finally sitting proud on our stable, on our ride, on our journey, and everyone around us has stopped fighting, because it sees us as, we know where we're going, we know what we're doing, and we're going to move towards more connections to our soul, and not allowing repetitive problems to keep coming back. The weird thing was the next card, which was the Emperor, was covered by the Emperor in a different pack. So this is really bringing in our power, like really big time bringing in our power. You can't, how can that happen? Like, it does, but it's incredible. So we're talking about 150 cards. I mean, if we're going to go into logic with this, 150 so cards, and 2 cards come out the same. It's beyond me. Anyway, okay, so the next card that I'm going to pull for is the Nine of Coins. Nine of Coins. So we've got 9 of Coins with the Seven of Wands. So we're no longer, this is kind of like a battle within ourselves of allowing the abundance to come through us. And there could be like a push-pull kind of an energy here of, am I really worthy? Is this me just being egotistical because that's the program that's pulled over us, that we're not worthy, and that if we are feeling worthy, then we are not thinking about anyone else, and that means that we're rude, which is a load of crock, because the more that we feel worthy within ourselves, the more we're going to be feeling good about ourselves. We become gentler with ourselves. We allow abundance around ourselves that we can share, and we become gentler with others. So it's a complete opposite of what they've been teaching us. So bringing in more of our essence of sovereignty and knowing that we deserve the abundance. This is teaching us to let it go, just let it fall away. The battle within that you are not worthy. It can go back and forth, I know, and there's an understanding with that. We've got to ride with those energies. Hi, Dave. Sorry, early morning, and for some reason in the morning, my throat tends to. Mind you, I'm talking a lot, aren't I? So I have a drink of water. Yeah, if anyone wants to know, this crystal here, this is like a light crystal. It's on a piece of wood and lights up. This is from, let's get the card, elemental formations. So if anyone's curious about ringing them up or, contacting them, they do have a Facebook. Yeah, bit of promo there for them. I actually bought it about a year ago and they said, oh, can you promo our stuff? And I never did. So I'm like, I feel a bit guilty that I have to do that. So yeah, I promised them that I would. So Ace of Wands. Okay, let's get back into this reading. So we're now learning to physically ground this into a new beginning for ourselves with the Ace of Wands. What else can we, what other advice can come out for that Ace of Wands? A whole heap fell. I'm going to take the first one. The first one that came out was the Ten of Chalice. Oh, this is like the best card of beautiful family. Oh, beautiful grounding families, having it all. So new beginnings of creating a world where you've got it all. That everything you desire is you are worthy of. Everything you desire, there's a reason why you desire something. It's because you know somewhere in you that you deserve it and that you are allowed it because you are source energy on an adventure to find it. So in desiring something and bringing all this in, why not create it? This is the life that you can create it. The energies are helping guide us into that life. I love that. So 8 of Coins. I'll do a few. Hey, Matthew, good to see you with your sunny smile. One of these days, I really love to meet some of you guys physically. It'll be so much fun. If you ever do see me out and about, I don't know what's going to happen in the future, then come up and say you're, from the Chatbar right from the beginning, because, yeah. Also, I've had some messages from Kevin Moore. He's creating a channeler channel, and wants me to be part of it. So there's new messages coming from him of something brewing. And I know that the psychic score, I'm thinking, I have this real pull to get out there and do some more. And so I conjured up this psychic score, which I have created, co-creation education years and years ago. It's kind of like an offshoot of that. But we're just going to have to see how this all plays out, how much time I have. I'm only one person. I still have to do I really want to keep this YouTube going. So we have to, well, it will keep going because that's the essence. It's kind of like my bottom of my bucket, right? So we're just going to have to see what plays out in the near future, because I can see something else brewing beside me. Okay, so we've got the 8 of Coins, 8 of Coins, 8 of Coins. Interesting. 8 of Coins had 2 come out for it. Remember, it was this card here. So the 2 that came out was the 5 of Pentacles, feeling like you're left out, feeling like you're alone, feeling like there's, there's nothing. You're an alien. That nobody else understands you, that sort of thing. But it came out at the same time with the Magician. So we're transforming that energy into this energy of creating a reality that we're always going to be abundant in, because we know that we can alchemize all of those negative stories coming at us of how we felt less than of ourselves into knowing that we are more than that, and that any lack is just the opposite of the realization, the opposite of what the power of who we really are. You cannot have lack unless you have that opposite power, because there's nothing to lack. You have to have the power first. I have to have 4 fingers up for me to take away 3 for me to be 1. So there had to be 4 to begin with, if you understand what that means. You have to be a whole person of magnificence to be able to feel lack in anything of yourself. Means that some of that power has disappeared from you that you cannot see at the moment, which means it still resides because it was whole to begin with. Yeah, so that's the message I'm getting from that. And then the Palace of Cups, which is bringing in an emotional essence of ourselves to create an actual environment for ourselves. Okay. Let's see. Palace of Cups. Palace of Cups. And then I'll just pull a few cards out. We're up to 31 minutes. A few cards out for anyone who wants a free reading. The Four of Swords. Okay. Well, okay. I see what that's trying to say. So Palace of Cups is to do with our emotional body and bringing in an environment so that we're emotionally stable. And it was with the Four of Swords, the Four of Swords, which is us going, you know what, I need a rest. I can't do this anymore. I'm putting down my swords and I'm just going to have a rest with all of this. Emotional rest. That's what I'm getting from this. So at the moment, there might be a feeling for you to go, I need a rest. I need to just chill. This is all a lot to take in. We're integrating our soul into our body, more of it, lots of different gifts coming, the feeling that we're worthy, self-worth. It's back and forth, that there's fighting feeling within us, and then we start to realize we haven't quite got there, but we know something big is coming for us, but we need to rest so that we can emotionally handle all of this that's coming in. So if you feel like you need an emotional rest and you just need to chill out for a while, do whatever you need to do that. You could just binge watch TV for a while. TV, I don't watch TV, but choose a relevant video or something that you really love and just chill, that sort of thing. Okay, so that's the general reading for this week. Oh my God, that's pretty huge, right? If that's just for this week. Whether that's all coming in. Very interesting times at the moment. Very cool. Okay, so I will do a couple of Chatbar readings if someone wants me to pull a card for them for this week. I didn't actually advertise this on my YouTube. I forgot to make sure I advertise it because then people know that it's coming, but I haven't. So we've got some beautiful people in the chat bar, but most of them are people that I've already done readings for. So maybe I'll just pull a few more cards. Matthew wants a card. Okay. Well, one just fell out just as I said your name, so I'm going to take that. But I haven't actually felt into, and I'm going to get a tarot. So this could, even though this is for Matthew, this could tie into yours as well. Love is celebration outside, inner voice. Okay, so Matthew, you got the inner voice. So bringing everything back into trusting your soul's connection. So the inner voice to me is your soul's trying to tell you something, and to sit, at least still enough and live in the moment enough and just let it go and allow what comes through. When it comes through, write it down. Make sure that you write it down because, well, I would suggest that because our logical memory tends to either shut it down, poo-poo it, make it feel small. And if you've written it down, or for me, I record my stuff, and then if I start to get that logical mind coming back in to tell me that that message was a load of crock, I rewatch what I recorded, or I reread what I've written, and then I find out that it wasn't a load of crock at all because I'm starting to feel into the feeling again. There's an outsider card, so I'm really starting to understand that there is more to you. There is a lot more power in you. You're no longer needing to feel this way about yourself anymore. The next card was celebrations, and also what came out of the tarot was lovers. So there could be a union coming for you, a integration, and you accepting the power of who you are allows the right person to come in for you, to be part of your reality, to combine and create. And so that's where the celebration card comes in as well. So that's good. Okay, Rita and Sumac. G'day, Zal. Good to see you. Okay, Rita, I have a feeling I have to pull an animal card for you too. There's a message there. Felt like one was going to come out then and I didn't. Okay, these ones all flipped over. I'm only going to take the first one. Okay, Rita, you got transformation and morality. So you are transforming all that you thought was your wrong and rights into allowing what's perceived as wrong and right, judging and all that sort of stuff, to be accepted as it just is what it is, and all judgments come from within me of what my outside reality is. The person that you're judging or that you feel is wrong, right, or whatever, might not feel the same way as what you do. And it's understanding that they are on their own journey, their own path, and they could be doing exactly the right thing for that path, for them to become more of themselves, to bring morality out of your reality and allow it to transform into acceptance. Just acceptance of who you are, and allow, there is no wrong, right. There is sometimes, to me, it's more of a, it's like my soul's traveling down a road, and then I get something that's not so nice coming at me, and what I realize is that I've deterred away from love into feeling separated from my magnificence, and this person that's being a pain in the neck is reflecting that. So then I bring it back into love again. So I don't see that as a bad thing, so to speak, as an understanding that, I've deterred away from the path of love and I've gone into the path of separation just to feel into it. Now, we need to feel into those spots, those places of uncomfortableness, because we can find treasures there. We can find like gems of, I could try maybe bringing it back to love, but try, and now I know how to get myself out of that. Now I know not to judge that. Now I know to do this. We find all these little treasures on that path, and even gifts can sometimes come from that. That's how we kind of evolve. We have to have that push-pull to evolve. So instead of just going, this is how it has to be, this is the rule, this is it, that's what I see in the morality card. It's a mind game, and this is how it is, and I'm not going to see anything else. You're transforming that. And so you've got the white stag as well. You are an old soul. Your best friend is nature. Use your intuition to take you where you want to go. Awaken to the powerful force within you. You are meant to create blessings with your magic. So even as I say that, like this is a valuable gem of a lesson. Yeah. That's what I'm getting for you, Rita. Okay, Sumac. Actually, this is a lot easier when there's less people on the chat bar because I get confused when there's a lot of different names. Actually, I should have a pen and paper and write them down when I do get a lot of people. So we've got Sumac, Jamie. Okay, Matthew. I can feel something coming that's big. Thank you. You're very welcome, Matthew. So let's get into Sumac's reading. So beautiful, Bobby. So relevant. Thank you so much. You're very welcome, Rita. Sumac. Sumac. Whoa, that one went phew. Okay, we got that. And I am going to pull a tarot. One of these tarots feels better. Okay. Sumac, you got clinging to the past. There's something in your now that's still feeling like if you don't protect something of the past, then you're not going to be prepared if it happens again. But what this card means is to let go of the clinging, because the actual protection of the past, worrying that it's going to come in the future, is creating that as the future, and you have to relive it again. So it's asking you to drop the past, all past things that you don't like, so that you can now focus completely on what you want to create, which could be that you have to conjure this up in your imagination. You have to use your imagination in a wise way to figure out what you love through seeing it maybe in other people, or maybe actually conjuring up something totally different, because the card that covered that was the Wheel of Fortune, which means that something new is coming in your path, but you need to completely let go of clinging to something old that you're doing it it's your logical mind doing it because it's so worried that it's going to come up again and it wants to protect it. So it's kind of like saying to someone, I'm never going to even look at you again. But then to not look at them, if that person's walking up the street, they have to see them in the distance to be able to, when they walk past, not look at them. But they've already focused all that attention on them. So in other words, they've come back into their reality anyway. So in other words, if you say you're not, it's like that. If you say you're not going to look at something, you end up looking at it because it's, yeah. So they're asking you to trust now, to let go of anything in the past, because you've got a new wheel coming, shifting into using your imagination, taking bits and pieces of lives of other people that you really aspire to become, and becoming that, and putting all your energy into that. So that was for you, Sumac. Jamie. Bev, love your readings, Bobby. Any chance of the card before I go to work? Sure. And Deanne. Yeah, I'm feeling something significant in the air. Card will be welcome. Okay, I'll do Bev's going to go to work, so I'll do a quick one for her now, and then I'm going to go straight to Jamie after that, and then we'll go down the list. Okay, so we'll go to Bev's just to finish if you go to work. It's really interesting when I'm shuffling. It's like, oh, I click into your energy and then the card flies out. It's really interesting how that happened. No way. Okay, existence, Bev. Home is where you feel where you are right here, right now. Everything around that is a direct reflection of the feeling of how you feel about you right now. That is home. How you feel about you is home. And everything else is that reflection. And you got the card of morality. So go figure. So definitely letting go, like I said, with the same messages coming through about letting go of the mind games of what's wrong and what's right, who's wrong and who's right, and all of that sort of stuff. Just let it go and just see yourself as a soul on a journey, creating a experience of wonder, and that there is no necessarily wrong or right in this. It just is friction and non-friction of going on a journey to yourself. So trust that. There's also, they're showing me that star coming down. There's a gift coming. There's something special, like a star prize, something uniquely for you coming in your path this week as well. So just look out for that. It could be as simple as aha moment within yourself of, oh my God, I understand more of my soul, or it could be an actual physical gift. I'm not sure, to tell you the honest truth. So that was for you, Beth. And now we'll go to Jamie. Jamie. I'm going to go tarot for Jamie. Jamie. And then, yeah, okay. Jamie. Sorry, there's a bit of shuffling involved, isn't there? Oh, I've never seen that one before. That's really interesting, Jamie. That's cool. Okay, well, that's interesting too. Okay, Jamie, you got the devil. So the devil is like, what I'm getting from what I'm feeling from this is like just going into anything material that's going to make you happy, and you're just like, I'm just going to do it. I don't give a toot anymore what anyone else says. I'm just going to be the devil, so to speak, and have that drink, or do that binge watching, or I don't care anymore. I'm just going to do what I freaking want. That sort of energy of just over all of this crap. I need to do what I need to do. And then it's got snow leopard, self-reliance. So because you're now learning to support who you are, you have to acknowledge this part of yourself that just wants to use material gain to feel better, outside yourself to feel better, as support that just as much as the inner journey. So there's something there that you're integrating. I can feel it. And you also got the ladybird. I've never had the ladybird come out. To tell you the truth, I've never had that card come out either. You are a bright energy. Let worry go and be happy here and now. Feel good about being a loving and colorful you. See, I feel like you're looking outside yourself to just go, I can't be bothered anymore. I'm just going to do a quick band-aid kind of outside myself thing. And it's this is telling you that you are being a loving and colorful you bless the world with color and good luck, and that will bring in more good luck when you start to integrate. Accept this for who you are. There's nothing wrong with any of this, just as long as it doesn't overpower you. You want to be able to tame the devil. You can use it when you need it to be able to rest and enjoy life, but you need to be able to tame it too. You don't want it to be overpowering and that you're controlling everything that's outside of you to become. That's the only way that you can become fully self-acceptance. It's not. It will never work that way. That's the old program, to tell you the truth. We're now bringing it back into an inner journey as well. I hope I'm making sense with you. Kind of feel like I'm maybe not making too much sense. That's okay. It is what it is. Maybe it's something to integrate later. And also, some of these readings, these short readings, kind of makes me feel like going on. There's like more to it, and I can't do that because it's a short reading. So I can only give you like a very snippet, but it could be quite a long-winded thing. So, Mark. You're welcome, Beth. Mark. Sorry, I've had to throw the dice as well. Okay, so we've got 5 of Cups, which is 5 of Cups is a worry. It's a worry of where you've been and not seeing what is coming from behind you. And that is because what's coming behind you is so powerful, being that this is the 6 of Wands. It is victory. So we just have to be careful not to be focusing too much on, and I know we go back and forth. I mean, even I do. I'm not I'm no angel. I can go back into the self-pity, self-loathing. What the hell is happening? Is it ever going to come? I'm not worthy. What's going on here? And you're missing that there is some brilliance coming your way. There is a victory feeling coming your way this week. And the dice that I got was the 3, the 4, and a 2. Now, how cool is that? You've got 2, 3, 4. So you're progressing. You are progressing. Sometimes, okay, I get it. Sometimes it might feel like you're not. Sometimes it might feel like you're not progressing. But at an actual event, there's something happening behind you. You can't see it yet, and it is happening. So you are going to get victory, but you just have to realize there's a process with this. So that's what I'm getting for you, Mark. The Anne. No. Just really. Sorry, Leanne. You're like, what? Okay. Because the 5 of Cups come back out again. So, Leanne, but you also got, okay, 5 of Cups, the 7 of Wands, and Judgment. Okay, so what we've got here is there's a feeling that you could be focusing a little bit too. Okay, say for instance, like I said before, if your logical brain wants to protect something, it will focus on it a bit more. Like I brought that up before. It's almost like it's coming into fruition for you, where you're going to, because you've already done all this focused attention on something, it might come full circle into your reality again. But this time, when it happens, instead of being it's like you could stand up for yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But also see the energy, transmute it into a power of yourself. Allow a power of yourself saying, you know what, that's just a story. I don't need to keep focusing on that coming back around anymore. Judgment's happening. I'm calling this. I'm calling this now, and I'm saying no more to all of that coming back around over and over and over again. I'm calling judgment on this. I'm going to be the guiding light and say, I'm not going to focus on this and protect it anymore. I recognize that story coming up and over again. It's not going to happen for me anymore. So you're transmuting that energy into a power for you. That's what I'm seeing for you. Okay. Sumax, exactly what I'm going through. Nice. Okay, who has to be? David. Mark totally aligns with my feelings. Great. David, yours just spat out. Oh no, this is really weird, eh? You got the devil. Same card as the other person did. I'll see what else comes out as well. Okay, so you could be like going, stuff it all. I'm just going to go do what I need to do to get through all of this now. If I have to go take, do what everyone says is not supposed to be done. Like, go enjoy yourself for a while from an outside point of view. So we're talking drinking and all that sort of stuff, binge watching and all of that. Or also be careful. They're also bringing me back to you readdressing, seeing this as controlling. Make sure that you haven't been controlling those outside of you to get what you want outside of you. That's being just brought up for you so that you can see the truth of what that is just you looking outside of you for feeling good about yourself. And so if someone comes to you and is not giving you what you're desiring, then you're trying to control that. And that means that it's because you're coming from a lack of yourself. So they're wanting you to go inwards and see that that lack within yourself. And when you see that lack within yourself, you can start to say, I'm no longer going to attach to an older version of myself from when I was a child, when that happened to me. I'm going to clear it so that I can support who I am. In other words, someone in your past when you were a child might have told you that you were a bad person for creating something, a mess in the kitchen or something like that. I'm just going to guess. This is not for you, but I'm just conjuring up a story in my imagination. Maybe you went through the cupboards and you started to create. I did this actually, and I created this big concoction. I was so excited to be able to get into the icing sugar and the food coloring and all of that sort of stuff. And I started creating a concoction when I was 3. And then all of a sudden I looked down and, oh my God, there was a massive mess, and I didn't see it happening at the time. And then my parents obviously got down on me for creating. And then I went, oh my God, if I create, I've got to be careful not to do a mess with my creations. So then I started making sure that all my creations were very tidy and I'll never do another mess. And this is what I mean by we bring it into our reality and then we're trying to control our outside reality with problem. So it might not be that. It could be something else. There's something in your past that is creeped back in, and you're trying to look outside yourself and this devil to control outside yourself, so that because you're coming from a lack from within. And so they're asking you to go within and seek the part of you that you're lacking. Oh, cracky Dickens. Hey, Thomas, some really good, thanks. Really, really good, actually. I'm feeling really, really, really good at the moment. Having a good time of my life. Thank you. I'm integrating control and letting go of control right now. Fantastic, Jamie. And that's going to then just see where that lack is coming from. There's a little piece of something within you that you're lacking, that you haven't supported yourself in. So you can bring it back to you and go, okay, that person took that away from me. I'm taking it back, because they were coming from their lack when they took it away from me and trying to control outside themselves. through me. So I'm taking my power back. That is a valuable essence of who I am, and I love that part of myself, and I support it now. And so I never have to look at it through to try to control outside myself to be able to become it. So yes, I'll do a quick cup as well. You're very welcome, Leanne. So, nice. So, something unknown coming your way. Oh my God, how many do I need? Okay, well, I'll just take all of them, but I'll read it quickly. Okay, so you've got the Three of Cups, which is a celebration coming your way. Now, you don't see it yet. It's an illusion. It's like in the etheric form forming for you. So, Three of Cups, celebration, illusion, right? Then these ones all fell out together. The celebration has to do with bringing abundance in for your reality to create the environment of abundance. So we're talking homes, we're talking actual physical abundance, maybe, well, I mean, it can be in the form of anything. Even for some reason, they're bringing up traveling with me at the moment, so I'm just going to say that. And Palace of Wands. So these are only to this pack, and they're environment cards. What you're actually creating outside of yourself and bringing it onto this reality. You're bringing in doing actually physically creating a business or something that's stable, and it's going to become part of you in your environment, and it's abundant. So this is all happening, and it's all very new. It's coming from your intelligence, because this is, to me, that the Ace of Swords is like new intelligence coming through. So maybe new messages coming through, new wisdom. Maybe the soul you connecting more to your soul is bringing in new wisdom that you weren't integrated with when the old program was running through you, and now you're allowing something new to come through for you to be able to create this as your environment. Abundance and business opportunities, action, like actually doing something. So celebrations are coming, but this is all behind you. It's an illusion at the moment. It's coming. Something you don't quite see. It's in the night. The bats are coming through the portal. It's kind of like maybe even see the portal, but you don't see what's beyond that. You don't see the new environment beyond that. Even like if I was going to take this into a really out there kind of a story, it's like you stepping through a portal into another reality. It's like that, like you're coming from one reality, and then you see a portal, and you're just not afraid anymore. You're trusting who you are as a soul in the self. You step through it, and you become into this whole new reality is created around you. So if you go back to the beginning of this reading, I literally saw all of the walls starting to move in my mind, and all of these like beautiful chairs and the whole physical world started to become magical, and just like ching 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 create in front of me a beautiful environment. And that's kind of what I'm seeing for you. So that's really nice. Okay, so I think I'll leave it there. We're at an hour. I love you guys heaps. So thank you for being part of my family. And look out for this new message that's coming in about the integration of the soul and the body. It's really cool. It's a different way of looking at things. I hope that you might have looked at my last reading, which is to do with Mars, Venus, Earth, Mars, and the history that they were bringing through for me to share with you guys so that we can have more fuller understanding. If you want to integrate that into your reality, that's all good. If you don't, no worries at all. Just speaking the message here at the moment. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Sumac. Thank you, Zal. Very cool. Magnificent, Bobby. Thanks a bundle. It sums up a feeling about it. Oh, great. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to get confirmation too, especially in these times. I love hearing everyone's reading. Such a gift. Yeah. Thanks, Rita. I love doing it too. I love hearing everyone else's readings as well. We're all on the same path. We're walking each other home. We're walking each other home, and we each have a piece of the puzzle. So exciting because we are doing it. We're literally shifting ourselves to connect back to our soul, to bring our memories through, to be able to recreate something totally new. And I love it. Thank you, Zoe. Okay, bye.